Yes, I know that you're there. You can wait for just a moment. It is very important that a healer not run out of salts. There are all different kinds of salts for all different kinds of purposes, and they are all very important. So you can wait for just one moment until I have ground this pink salt to my satisfaction. There. That should do. For now, at least. All right. Hello. It's been a little while since I've seen you. Now, what can I do for you? You know I live to serve. You're looking for a ward. Really? Well, it's not that simple as just saying, "Oh, I'd like a ward, Farren." Well, no, hold on. I can certainly make you one. But there are many different kinds of wards for many different purposes. So I'm going to have to know a bit more information, I suppose, before I actually know if I can help you or not. Oh, yes, of course. There's wards that you can make into jewelry that you wear with you. There are wards that you put into a little jar. There are even just words, spells and things like that you channel your intention and can ward that way. And then there are different wards that, protect different things. So if you're protecting an object, it's different than if you're protecting a person, and different than if you're protecting a building or a home or a room per se. All of those are different. And then, of course, it also depends on what you are warding from. If it's, a negative energy, it would be one thing. If it was some sort of an evil or dark or dangerous creature, or perhaps warding against afflictions of the mind, things like anxiety and doubt and things like that. All of those are, well, they're very specific. So if I just make you one general ward, I can't guarantee that it works unless you're willing to give me a bit more information. Yes, I know that you like to be a bit conservative with the information that you share, but in this situation, I do think that it is to your benefit, to the benefit of what or whomever you are warding, to be a bit more forthcoming with details. Let's start simple. Is it a thing, or a place, or a person that we are attempting to protect? A person. Okay, that's a good start. You're probably not going to tell me who are you? No, I assumed not. That's all right. I suppose I can work with that. Now, what are we protecting this person from? Is it, a creature? Is it energy? Is it just sort of in general you'd like them to be protected? Or do you know that there's some sort of an attack coming? Okay, what sort of trouble would you say? Is it physical? Is it a group of people trying to hurt them? Or you think it might be magical? Well, there hasn't been any dangers of magical attacks in this place in quite a long time. Though it is possible. This isn't something that you've brought on this place, is it? Because I was just starting to like you. And if you turn out to be someone who is going to bring harm to Whisperwind or to the people who live here, then I may have to change my opinion of you again. Well, I'm glad that you're trying to prevent it, whatever it is, I suppose. All right, listen. Let's not mince words anymore. I know that you are not entirely who you say that you are. And I don't know exactly what that means or why you're here. But I have come to, I think, at least in some way, know who you are as a person. And I'd like to think that you're not here to cause harm. Okay. You really can't tell me anything else? It would be much easier if I knew what sort of trouble this person might be in. You can't say. Well, I mean, I can do what I can. I can create some sort of a general ward that could protect from different types of attacks, different types of things, and then create, or include different herbs and things that are just generally used for protection and things like that. We could do that. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Most likely need a jar then. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I'll get a jar. We'll cleanse the jar, and then I will put layers of different things inside of that jar. Some herbs, spices, things like that, as well as some crystals and other things that might become useful. And then your job with this is to hide this ward in a place that this person frequents. Preferably the place where they stay, the place where they sleep, but perhaps also a place where they visit often. Of course, the more often they're around this ward, the more effective it will be. So I suppose that task is up to you, since I don't know who it is. But I can do what I can. We'll see what happens. And of course, if you change your mind and are willing to, give me some more information, I can perhaps make something a bit more specific. Okay, well, let's see. I'll need some salt, obviously. My crystals, where is that chest? I think it's over there. Yeah, I'll have to get that. And then some... Yeah, okay. Let me grab what we'll need, and we'll make up this ward. And then I suppose the rest will be up to you. Okay? All right. Give me just a moment to grab everything. Then we'll get started. All right. Well, given the conservative amount of information that I've been given, I think that this will do. Well, let's get out our jar here. This will be what will hold our ward. All right, well, no time like the present, I suppose. We're going to start out by lighting a candle. There we are. Now a black candle is excellent for protection, for balancing and warding, getting rid of negative energy. So we'll start out with that. And then, just to make sure that this ward is as pure as possible, we're also going to purify this with some sage. Now, oftentimes when people use sage, they use it to purify spaces, to cleanse an area, but some people don't know that you can also use it to purify objects, especially things like jars. So I'm just going to let some of it smoke. Sit inside of there for a moment. Then we'll let it escape. See that smoke in there? It's a rather heavy smoke. So we'll take just a moment. Might as well purify the rest of our space too while we're waiting. There. Now we'll make sure that no little bits of negative energy seep into everything else that we're doing today. All right. See, there's still a bit of smoke in there. That's all right. Just make sure that it's nice and purified. All right. Now, our first step. It's a very common one, especially with rituals and with cleansing as well, I suppose. We'll start out with some salt. But not just any salt. This is black salt, made most commonly with mixing salt and ashes together. Sometimes using other elements like perhaps pepper or crushed eggshells, things like that. It sort of depends on what purposes you would like to have. But black salt is excellent for protection, for also purifying and cleansing. It's quite often used in rituals, especially those meant to protect. So we'll start out with a layer of black salt in our jar. There we are. Okay. Next up, our first herb. We'll be using a few different herbs, but first one is a very common and very powerful herb, rosemary. Now this is used in cleansing rituals and also for protection. This is often used in rituals when someone moves into a new home or wishes to protect their home from negative energies that they may fear. Rosemary is quite a versatile and powerful herb. So we'll add a layer of that. There. Healthy amount of rosemary. Now, we'll also be using some crystals and things like that as well. Crystals are excellent at warding off negative energy or channeling different energy. All sorts of uses for different types of crystals. And the one that I think we should use is this one right here. This fascinating little black speckled stone. This is Snowflake Obsidian. It is a stone of truth, I suppose, of discernment and clarifying. And it is known as a very powerful protection against illusionary magic and psychic attacks. So, not only if someone is trying to manipulate this person, but also if there's some sort of a spell like, oh, I don't know, say a glamour spell or something like that. The owner of this stone would be immune to that and would be able to see through it. What? You don't want to use this stone. It's an incredibly powerful stone, especially if you're afraid of some sort of a magical attack. This could be very, very beneficial for the person you're trying to protect. No? Well, I suppose given the circumstances, your circumstances anyway, that makes sense. What? Oh, nothing. I mean, Snowflake Obsidian is a very powerful gem, but it's not the only one. No, we could use something else. Fluorite. I mean, that's sort of a stone. Well, that wouldn't really protect from psychic attacks as much. Let's see. Let's open this up. See what we have here. Definitely some decent options in here. Jasper. Said to be a stone of protection, to be sure. Although fancy jasper is more a stone of clarity. Picture jasper as well. Amber. Amethyst. Well, we could definitely use that later, but as far as psychic magical attacks. Here's one we could use. Tiger's eye. This lovely little orangish, brownish striped stone is said to bring about discernment, clarity, and strength. And also specifically protection from psychic attacks. So, if you didn't want to use the Snowflake Obsidian, this could be a decent substitute for that. Yes? Okay. Good choice. Now, I do only have Tiger's Eye in these smaller gems, but don't you worry. The size of a crystal does not equal its strength. The strength of a crystal is more how it's been cared for, if it's been cleansed and properly charged and things like that, and in your energy and intention when you're using it. And these smaller stones actually have little holes bored into them, so they serve as beads. You can make them into necklaces or bracelets or little charms, something to always carry protection with you. So we'll put a little line of those in our ward here. There we are. Should offer some protection should there be any sort of psychic attack. All right. That will do for now. Now, we can also just put in a few things that will generally aid in protection, things like that. Just to make sure that, well, we have as much chance of success as possible. So let's add some of this. Black pepper. May not look like much, but this is a rather powerful spice. Brings about courage, purification, and protection. So we'll add in a healthy amount of this to our little jar here. Solid line in there. Yes, good, good, good. All right, that will do for that, I think. Now, another substance that is used for trapping negative energy, but also specifically for, they say, keeping evil away, I suppose would be the phrase, is this one right here. Garlic. Now there are some types of evil creatures out there that are rumored to particularly hate garlic, but actually most creatures with ill intent will find garlic rather repelling. So if you're going to suffer from any sort of magical creature, any sort of attack like that, it'd be a good idea to have some garlic on you. There. Nice healthy amount of that in there. There we are. Okay. Sort of even that out a bit. There. All right. I think this is shaping up nicely. Next up, let's add some more crystals, shall we? This is a stone I know you're familiar with. Amethyst. It's very popular because it is very powerful and a very versatile stone. It brings about a sense of calming, of clarity. It can be used to soothe headaches or help you make difficult decisions. And it also protects the mind. So again, any sort of mental attack, this should help. It's also an excellent stone for anxiety. There we are. There. That should do it. What's next? Let's add another spice, shall we? Cinnamon. another very common but very, very useful herb. Cinnamon is connected to the fire element. Not too difficult to understand since it does have such a fiery taste. It's said to promote strength. So any sort of physical attack that may happen, this should aid in a person's strength. And it also is used for purification and, again, protection. You're seeing a pattern here. Just do everything that we can. Bring about some protection for whoever it is that you're protecting. Yeah. Just make sure we thoroughly cover the amethyst in there. There we go. There. That looks good. Even that out. Okay, now let's use another herb. I suppose this is another one that is very common and very useful, both for protection and for healing. Hopefully it won't get to the point where you need healing for this person, but you never know. But it is also very useful for protection from evil forces, evil energies. That is this right here, coriander. Rather unassuming plant. Very powerful. Just take some of these leaves. It's a very distinct smell, coriander. You know, some people really like it, and some people cannot stand it. Thankfully, I rather like it. There we are. Coriander naturally has a very soothing energy. So hopefully that will help in whatever situations may arise as well. Keep the victim calm. You can do quite a lot more when you're calm than when you're frenzied and scared. There we are. I think that will do. Nice healthy layer of coriander. Okay. Let's do another herb, shall we? This is another one used for protection quite often. Another one that can also help with strength and clarity. Cloves. These are ground. Unfortunately, I don't have any whole ones left, but ground is just as powerful. In fact, sometimes grinding an herb can help to release the energy a bit more. So we'll add in a healthy amount of cloves here. You know, whoever this is, I hope they don't find this when you hide it, because they may just think that it's An excellent blend of herbs to make a lovely soup. No, I'm joking. I do occasionally make jokes. Very occasionally. There we are. Excellent. Even that out nicely. Now, let's finish off with one more crystal that will just sort of rest on the top there. Ah, here it is. Smoky quartz. This little stone is rather interesting. Smoky quartz is said to be able to absorb negative energy, almost sort of collect it and then send it back to whoever sent it to you, which can be very useful. And there are also those who believe that smoky quartz can help to cloak you from negativity or from prying eyes, allowing you to live undisturbed. So things like scrying or other magical attempts to locate a person or a thing, smoky quartz can protect against that. So why don't we just drop that right in there on the top, and we'll just sort of rest. Alright, see all those layers in there? Some excellent forms of protection in there. Alright. Make sure that lid is on nice and tight. And that should do it for us. I hope this lives up to your expectations. I hope it serves its purpose well. There. Can get a good look at those layers now. You can see all the different things in there. The layers may meld a bit, just, different densities, and the finer spices and things may blend into some of the larger layers, but it has everything in there, and hopefully that will do the trick. You sure you can't tell me anything else? Might be more helpful. All right, well, whoever it is that you're trying to protect, I hope that they're ready for what's to come. Have you warned this person? Do they know that they're potentially in danger? No. Well, obviously I don't know the nature of this danger, but it may be worth warning them. You never know. They may be quite a bit stronger than you think they are. Maybe they don't even need a ward. Maybe they can handle this trouble on their own. Or at least they would have a chance to prepare, a chance to defend themselves and go into whatever this trouble is properly equipped with the knowledge to maybe make a difference. But that's up to you, I guess. You'll have to make those difficult decisions. Well, here you are. I hope that this is useful. Anything else that I can do for you today? No, just that. All right. Well, there you are. No charge. Not today. Although I want to guarantee that you are going to do everything you can to protect someone, especially if it's someone in Whisperwind, okay? All right. Well, best of luck to you and to whoever this person is. If it's the type of trouble that I may be able to help with in some way, you know where I am. If there's something dangerous coming, I want to know, and I want to do whatever I can, all right? All right. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't feel lately that there's something coming, something big. Seems that you're in the thick of it, doesn't it? You're always right in the middle of everything that happens around here. Well, hopefully that's a good thing and not a bad thing. Anyway, you'd better go and hide your ward wherever it is that you think would be best. I hope it does the trick. And I hope if there's some other way that I can be of help, that you will confide in me. And that I can help. Please. Okay. Well, I suppose I'd better get back to my salts. Like I said, it's very important for a healer to have her salts. You'd best get back to town. Make sure that whoever it is that needs protecting is as protected as they can be. Alright, well, until next time, be careful. I hope we meet again soon.